So this essay is about something very sad. Something very sad happened. It's about depression and gacha games. Okay? So make sure you guys are, show a little bit of empathy. Empathy, alright? So this is a long essay. Somebody said, GuitarRock, you gotta read this essay. I'm like, okay, why would I read this essay, right? But then, after I saw the topic, I'm like, wow. This very detailed essay. So for someone that writes such a detailed essay, you know they are serious. You know they are serious, okay? So we need to understand where they're coming from, alright? So a guy that got depression. So basically he said he sank into depression, spent 3K on the gacha game. So I'm not sure how many of you guys can relate to this, but this is a very sad thing to happen to anyone. So let's talk about this, alright? Please help me out of this. So he needs help, clearly. Hello, and I'm sorry in advance for probably a very long post. Okay? TLDR. So he sank into depression. He spent $3,000 on a gacha game. He didn't even lie. He didn't even lie. Within a few weeks. And guess what happened? Their customer support straight up insulting and ignoring him. And he lost his life savings. And he's panicking. Okay? So this is some serious stuff. He's depressed, he spent so much money, so he reached out to the customer support. Alright, of course he like, yo, can you refund me? And then he got made fun of. He got insulted by the customer support of this game. I don't know what game this was. But this is too much, man. Alright, this is something that like very, very deep. Very, very deep. That's just a lot. 3K life savings. Okay, first of all, he could be someone. 3K is not much, but that could be a life savings for some people. Okay. So last November, I hit the very bottom of my ongoing depression, where even the therapy or the pills didn't feel like they have helped me anymore. For several weeks, I was unable to get anything done, just staying in bed or on the couch most of the day. Even turning the TV felt like too much of an effort. I know it sounds melodramatic, but it is what it is. Depression can be crippling. Depression can be crippling, I think. I needed an escape from my thoughts. I'm also an ADHD and desperately needed some sort of dopamine source. ADHD meaning somebody that like, it's like a type of sickness, right? So he's diagnosed with that. I installed a bunch of different brain-numbing games with no story or complexity, just progression and instant rewards to try and trigger something that will help me move on from that slump. Spoiler alert, it doesn't work. Okay. I ended up spending on some of those games. A few bucks here to remove the ads, another few on another game to get permanent relevant upgrades, nothing alarming. Okay, I'm guessing like those games, I remember playing some like Angry Birds or Cut the Rope, then you can pay like $3 to remove ads. So those kind of games, right? Those like, I don't even know, Temple Run, I think Temple Run has something similar as well, you can remove ads and those things, right? So not gacha games yet, he played those mobile games, right? I think Candy Crush also has something similar, right? So yeah, those are not gacha games yet, those are like just mobile games. And then came this one game. One of the ads showed another one of these ridiculously over-sexualized games that was so over the top. I needed to actually see how bad it could really be. Disclaimer, I'm pan. I get attracted to any gender romantically and or sexually, but I have real issues with over-sexualized representations of women, mostly always shown as really naive and helpless and gullible. It only gets me angry and disgusted that society still promotes women like this so much. Anyways, my goal is pretty much to see if A is really as ridiculously lewd as it promises. Spoiler, it's much worse. You get to touch them and have raped voice feedback. What? Wait, what? I thought it's Nikkei. Azulin? Nikkei? What game is this? They keep putting you in situations where they are in the lingerie or have a wardrobe malfunction and are clearly not comfortable with the situation, but they remain docile. This straight up promotes rape culture. Damn. B. Did they also include different body types and dudes, or is it all just skinny Barbies with boobs the size of heads that obviously constantly bob? Yeah, there's a few guys, not many. Of course, none of them can be touched or interacted with. They are meant to be tough protectors. Man, this app is so wrong on so many levels. And C. Is there an actual game? Okay. So this game is too much, man. This game is too much. So how it works? So there were all of these promotional codes, typical 777 draws, 2500% value and whatnot. And I fell for the typical gacha scam addiction. Offer a whole bunch of free rewards to newcomers so they progress really quickly and unlock all sorts of contents with a cheap overarching story that promises to unveil more about the world or characters. I don't know what game is he talking about. Usually those games don't really have story, right? So 2. Once you are used to the steady progression, stall the player and offer beginner packs promising times 1000 rewards for $1 or $2. Small investment, great value. Free game, worth a few bucks, right? Nope. You should keep playing first. Don't pay anything yet. Play for 1 month before you start spending money. That's like my advice. 3. Set the player in a loop where they slowly get used to spending $1 or $2 every now and then on a weekly basis so it doesn't feel like actual money being spent anymore. Just a routine button to press to ensure smooth progression. Why? You don't need to spend that $1 or $2, alright? Just because a package is cheap doesn't mean you need to spend it. 4. Present bigger progression blocks tied to higher tier rewards packs with a steadily increasing price, $3, $5, so on. Get the player used to spending on those by dissociating them for actual transactions by form of habit. I can see that being a thing for people that can't control. Is it Echocalypse? Echocalypse don't have dudes though, right? He said there's dudes here. So I'm not too sure. 5. Introduce time-based exclusive events. And this is where it starts being really problematic. The rewards shown are often so much more powerful than everything else usually available that outcreates FOMO. FOMO. Many of them are actually essential to progress in a related time event and becomes essential for base hands progression eventually. Those are obviously all gacha based with absolutely ridiculous price tags and abysmal draw rates. Keep dangling the carrot, making it so you end up facing and losing to people who did obtain those. So that means there's PvP, I assume, right? Because he said that you can lose to people that got those. Make the events that absolutely need them to be completed. Give a few free draws to start the statistics bias feeling rolling. The more they spin, the more likely they are opting to the reward. Get the player to spend something significant. So far, this is pretty normal, right? But I still can't tell what game this is. So number 6, introduce another tier that's even more filthy. It really works in all small texts. What's promoted is how you'll get this super powerful cool hero or item from this actually way too expensive pack. The player has already spent enough and missing out. This is where the rewards start being ridiculously unattainable. You don't get a hero or an item in a lucky draw. You get hero or item shards, a ridiculously small amount. But then you spend money on that and it's really just wasted if the hero or item isn't actually unlocked. Same probability hack, same prison, let's spin. Okay. Alright. Sounds like a combination of games. Bad essay. I don't think it's a bad essay. It's just, like, it would be nice if he provides some screenshot, but I guess he's probably too depressed. The spending. I got caught by that shim. I realized it way too late. After 5 weeks. 5 weeks is a long time. I started having alarms going off in my mind. Being like, I feel like I must have spent way more than I expected. Okay? A game like this, I pay $5 is more than enough. $10 to $15 if you want perks and be a guild leader or whatever. Maybe even $30 if your goal is to dominate the Hall of Fame or Arena or something like that. Okay, there's a Hall of Fame, there's an Arena, there's PvP. I was thinking some of the later packs were $30, $50, $100 a pop. And I don't even know how I ended up purchasing those. What do you mean you don't even know? Wait, what do you mean you don't even know? You click. Since I still really don't like the game, they were clearly not worth that money. And worst of all, they were all gacha based, and I didn't even end up getting what I was gunning for. I must have spent a few hundred. This is what was put offhand. This is what was put out of hand, is it? I checked my transactions records, and I started panicking. I spent over $3,000 within 5 weeks. WTF? How did this happen? That was all my savings. I'm getting bounced transaction fees from automated bills. How did it get there? Wait, how? Over 5 weeks? How did that happen, guys? Did he click it or what? 3K in 5 weeks? Damn. He's not thinking before spending till 5 weeks? Huh. He could be very young though, right? He could be very young. So after panicking, I contacted the customer service, customer support. I thought about reaching out to them. I explained that I never ever intended to spend $3,000 on this. Uh-oh. That if I had my right mind, I would have never done so. That's not how it works, man. You should think before you buy. Not buy and then regret and then say, hey, can I have my money back? That's not how it works most of the time. You know? I know in some countries they have refund policy, I get it. But why not just think first before you buy, you know? That I'm in the dire situation and I need to refund. Dire situation. Need to refund. It's just a prank. I told them that I can try to be as fair as possible. We can have my game account frozen, deleted, reset, or anything that will make sense so that I wouldn't be profiting from paywall rewards for free. Since my goal was to quit this anyways, why not just refund it? Right? If he wants to get his account frozen, then just refund. I'm offering to still keep them, whatever goes over 3,000, which is still over $30, which is more than sufficient for 5 bucks of playing a cheap, repetitive, probably AI-powered gacha game. I just want my savings and freedom back is all. At first, they are dismissive. We don't offer refunds. Then they actually ask me for evidence of my depression. So I send them my latest prescription of antidepressants, stress relief medicine, and also my sleeping pills from my doctor. They straight up ignore that and go into how offering random refunds will compromise the game's integrity and balance. Yup, I can see that. It goes both ways though. If they don't intend to refund, why they go and ask him to screenshot all of this, right? Why they ask for evidence of depression and stuff? I remind them that I'm going to bow out and they can close or delete my account in turn to keep game balance, and they hit me with, what should we tell other players then? What would you say to players who lost to you? Horrible guilt manipulation tactics. It makes no sense. There's nothing to tell them. They'll end up above. They will win. They won't know what happened. Healthy competition can continue with the rest of the players. Oh my god, what just happened? I literally failed to see the point of their comment and called them out on it, saying no one needs to know I've had a refund and I won't be active anymore regardless. One way or another, they are unaffected. But people know that you're refunding because you're typing this essay on Reddit. He's typing this essay on Reddit, of course everybody knows. They go, so you're suggesting we lie to our players. Why would you say that? I told them there's no lying necessary. No one would come to support to ask why did player X stop playing. That makes no sense. Besides, I haven't participated in any chat whatsoever. So I wouldn't be missed, and I was never featured at first place or anything. It would just go unnoticed. And then they are like, oh no, people ask support all the time. Why someone became inactive and you're asking us to lie to them and you don't care at all for the game's balance or integrity. Wait, does this happen? People go and ask support why a player become inactive. I'm not sure if that's actually a thing. Huh. Again, it's hard to believe all of this because there's no screenshots, right? I would think if there's a screenshot of me looking at the conversation, it would be like, you know, it would make this more believable. Right now, I'm like having a little bit of doubt, right? Because maybe it could be misinterpreted. It could be like, maybe it's a Chinese game, alright? So the customer service is in China, so it could be in like, Google Translate, so it couldn't be like super accurate and stuff, right? So there's that. So at this point, I realized the extent to which they'll go into gaslighting. I called them out on it. Sense that straight up ignoring me, all my new tickets are automatically deleted without response. None of my emails was ever addressed. So seeing I'm being played with, I go straight to Google Play support, explaining everything, documenting everything with screenshots. They tell me this falls outside of their policy, nothing they can do. They suggest I flag the game and leave a public review, which I do. My review earned about both the scammy, greedy, manipulative tactics and the crummy, gaslighty, avoiding support, and the devs answered them with, "Oh, sorry, you didn't have a great experience. Please do contact our support team." Okay, it could be a different person though, right? How insultingly tone deaf is this? We all know this won't do anything, so I asked to see if we can get to another level where there's a communication between the developer and Google to try and help me. Because I'm actually financially struggling, and it really doesn't help my mental situation that it happens so fast for something so futile and senseless. They got me through several processes of documentation, and now we send this to our experts who will see whether the developer violated our policies, and you shouldn't expect a response. I push back saying that's cool and all, but how do I contact someone who can help me with a refund? They sent me a copy-paste of their last email. In response, I called them out on it and reinstated my actual question and am foolishly waiting for an answer. Just refund from the bank, I guess? Huh. Man, this is so complicated. This is so complicated. This guy is really mad. He would have named the name of the game. Huh. 5 weeks is fast? Maybe it's fast for him. So the aftermath and questioning. I'm now at this point where I'm being insulted and ignored by the support. I'm without any savings and I'm struggling to pay for bills. Part of my depression comes from being unemployed, where I'm still addicted at a stupid game that actually only caused me frustration from how senseless and repetitive and empty it is, because I spent $3,000. And until I get it back, it will be a waste to live. But I don't want it. I feel trapped in this hell. And I don't know how to get out. I literally actually do not understand why and how those shims are legal in any way. It's just glorified gambling, preying on those weak to addiction. Damn, preying on him. Unacceptable, man. Unacceptable. How do you become addicted to a game you don't like? I mean, of course he liked it right at first. Right? He liked it at first, but he didn't like it now because this drama happened. I think that's what happened, right? Kind of sucks, man. It kind of sucks. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think of this? Does anyone have tips on how I can get out of this mess? It would be extremely appreciated. I don't know where to turn to anymore. And I'm very desperate at this point. Thank you. Wow. It's so deep, guys. What he's saying is the same as gambling in Vegas. But he didn't do this though, guys. He didn't do this. The game did it to him. He did not do this to himself. Okay? You need to understand. The game did it by existing. The game shouldn't have existed in the first place. Right? Because he's unemployed, he's depressed. Because he's depressed, he has no money. Because he's no money, he's unemployed. And therefore, he spent money on the game. Therefore, it's the game's fault. How can it be his fault? It can never be his fault, right? So you guys need to show some empathy. Show some empathy, guys. This essay means a lot to him. So how can he solve this issue? Alright, let's talk about how can he solve this issue first. Number one, instead of blaming whose fault it is, the only way is to call his bank. Get to the 13th floor. Whoa. He should have played Genshin and then he would love the dudes. True. Instead of playing all of this, whatever game this is, he should have played Genshin, right? Or Tower of Fantasy. I'm really sorry, but I have issues with sexy, naive women represented in media. I get angry, decided to play this game. I see 777% offers the first time. Your whole experience with this game, 5 weeks playing a game I don't like, how it represents women getting sexually abused. Are you sure you're not the target audience of this game? You can't. Learn your lesson. Move on. And stop trying to use depression as a way to justify your bad decisions. Damn, he got roasted, guys. 62 upvotes. Wait, what happened to sympathy, guys? What happens to empathy? Spending problems are real. Depression is real. Your feelings are valid. But you clearly already know this. It's not like you posted 15 unformatted paragraphs because you need someone to talk to. You aren't getting your money back because there's no reason you should. If you spend $3,000 on anything else with a no returns policy, you would be in the same position. If you went to the casino, you would definitely have no recourse. You want real advice and help? Man up. Uninstall every game from your phone, including non-gacha. No computer games, no console games. Sell the PS5. If you have free time, pick up extra shifts. Go to library. Read some books. Study and read. And start exercising. Damn. Read books and exercise? Damn, this is so deep, man. Actual advice in Reddit. Actual advice. Agree with the guy? No more games? Just read books and study? Damn. I can't imagine a life without games. EOS life? Man, this is so deep. Man.